I worked for government engineering colleges in India mainly. In general, people have an impression that internet is a lawless space, where anyone could do, and show, and be, anything as it pleases them, and get away with it, but the content is well moderated and evaluated. In most cases there are guidelines. Sometimes they are very well specified, making our work much easier, and sometimes rather vague, leaving the final judgment to me. Most of the guidelines are quite trivial, like removing content that is sexual in nature, abusive in nature, politically or religiously inappropriate. And some are very specific, like not publishing the name of any content related to a rival brand. In almost every situation, I have felt that the provided guidelines are sensible, and should be followed, as they are generally agreed upon in the society. But there may arise moments of ethical confusion. There was a protest by the student of the college for whom I was doing content moderation. The protest raised issues like corruption with the governance of the college, and it got out of hands of the authorities at one point. But, as there was a particular politician in the college governing board whom the protesters were accusing of the whole situation, I was asked to remove any and all content regarding the issues and the protest. The board was concerned that it would affect the public image of that particular politician. Once I was asked to remove a particular government document. Someone had hacked into the government websites and leaked the contract details of various activities going on. The intention was to expose the corruption involved within, and it was fairly obvious from those documents. But as it was a government document, after all, I was specifically instructed not to allow any such document to be published. Especially when it comes to political or religious disputes, it is always better to remove content that are not neutral, to prevent emotional misconceptions from certain communities, and actions that follow. But, in situation like when a government gets solid evidences, from its secret service, that a particular person is dangerous to society, it's far better to remove any content and thereby preventing him from attracting more audience. Once, I had to censor a photo that showed a hungry Indian kid trying to eat from a decaying dead corpse, as there was nothing to eat elsewhere. The image was so disturbing, as I had to decide against it. Even though it is socially valid to paint a picture of the poverty of that particular region, the image was disgusting by its nature. It was not suitable to be published. I also had to censor out a local rape video, featuring a young schoolgirl getting brutally raped by a couple of teenage boys, and the third one filming that on his phone. The video lasted for roughly 10 minutes, and covered the whole rape. It was in evidence material, but somehow got leaked. It is highly unethical, and cruel to the girl, to publish that, and it's not ethically acceptable even to be in possession of that video. All these content were personally disturbing and socially inappropriate. Another video I saw featured a small kid being tortured for religious reasons. The kid was a small boy, of 6 or 7 years of age. He was sitting in the middle of some sort of religious ritual, with a couple of priests uttering chants nearby. There was a fire burning in the middle, and the relatives of the kid were standing nearby. I don't know what the real purpose of the ritual was, as it was in a language I am not familiar with, but then the visuals were extremely disturbing. The kid was pierced in multiple areas of his body, with red-hot metal rod, and jewelry was hanged through those openings. The kid passed out from pain after some time. I obviously do not publish or allow any of such content within my control. A girl, within an institution that I was working for, sent me a picture of hers, right before she was about to commit suicide. She sent it in such a way that it would reach me only after a day, and hence I was helpless. The girl had been sexually abused earlier, and she asked me to post her picture, to expose the injustice shown to her by the system. It was the saddest moment I had encountered in my career.